Hi everyone, welcome to an edition of Tomer Devorah. We're on day 28. Just to recap, day 27 really gave us a true definition of there is nothing else but Hashem. And further, it states that really there is nothing else to fear but Hashem, and every other obstacle or opponent, if you will, should be viewed as a minor emissary. After all, nothing happens without the consent of Hashem, as many of us know. But sometimes I think we do have to verbalize that, especially when we're going through our trials. So today's the 28th day, and it states, furthermore, a man should take upon himself with great care to do whatever is possible that the Shekhinah will cleave to him and not depart from him. Now, it is self-understood that as long as he is not married, the Shekhinah is not at all with him, since the Shekhinah dwells with the man mainly due to his female partner. Yay! For man stands between the two female aspects, his physical wife below in this world, who receives sustenance, clothing, and ona from him, and the Shekhinah, which rests above him to bless him with all of these, so that he will give them again and again to his wife, with whom he has formed the covenant of marriage. His position corresponds to Sephiros, which stands between the two female aspects of the Sephiros, Ima Ila'ah, which bestows to it Sephiros all its needs, and Ima Tata'ah Malchus, which receives from it sustenance, clothing, and ona, marital rights, which correspond to Chesed, Din, and Rachamim, as is known. But the Shekhinah will not come to him unless he emulates the pattern of the heavenly reality. Now, at times, a man separates from his wife for one of the three causes. The first, she is nidah. The second is she is engrossed in Torah study and therefore separates himself. He is engrossed in Torah study and therefore separates himself from her on the weekdays. The third, he goes on the road and he guards himself from sin. At these times, the Shekhinah cleaves and binds herself to him and does not leave him, so that he is not abandoned and estranged. Rather, he is always a complete man, possessing both male and female elements. And since the Shekhinah unites with him, man should be careful not to cause the Shekhinah to separate from him. When he goes out on the road, he should be meticulous, thereby being rewarded, to recite the traveler's prayer and hold fast to the Torah. As a result, the Shekhinah, which guards his ways, will constantly stand by his side. When he is engrossed in Torah study, the Shekhinah also stands with him, since he is careful not to sin and is engrossed in the Torah study. So too, when his wife is nidah, the Shekhinah stands by his side if he observes the law of separations properly. Then on the night of her purification, on Shabbos night, or on returning from his travels, each of these being the proper time for fulfilling the mitzvah of marital relations, the Shekhinah above opens itself to receive heavenly souls. So too, one should have marital relations with his wife at these times. In this way, the Shekhinah will always be with him. As explained in the Zohar, Parshas Bereshis, page 49a. Furthermore, marital relations with his wife should take place only when the Shekhinah is in her place, that is, between the two arms, Chesed and Devorah. However, when the community is in distress, for example, famine, and the Shekhinah is not between two arms, it is forbidden. This is the explanation given in Tikkun of Parshas Bereshis, Tikkun 69. One who wishes to unite with the king's daughter, Shekhinah, so that she never separates from him, must first adorn himself with all sorts of adornments and fine garments, referring to the perfection of all the attributes which we have mentioned. After perfecting himself with these perfections, he should constantly concentrate on receiving the Shekhinah, while studying Torah and bearing the yoke of the mitzvos, according to the essence of the meaning of unification. Then immediately the Shekhinah will attach herself to him and not separate from him. But this unification is on the condition that he purifies and sanctifies himself. And once one is pure and holy, he should contemplate accomplishing to give her, meaning the Shekhinah, sustenance, clothing, and ona rights, as these are the three things a man is obliged to provide his wife. 1, with all his deeds, he should bestow spiritual bounty upon her from the right, thereby sustaining her. 2, from the aspect of Devorah, he should cover her so that the external forces will not dominate her, meaning that there should be no aspect of Yetzirah in his performance of the mitzvah, such as for the sake of physical pleasure or the prospect of imagined honor or similar personal benefits. For the Yetzer Hara is present in such a mitzvah, and she, meaning the Shekhinah, flees from him, because the Yetzer Hara is considered erva, something of shame, for example, private parts of the body. Therefore, he must cover the erva and always conceal it so that the Yetzer Hara will not dominate her, meaning the Shekhinah. How should this be done? All the deeds should be done for the sake of Shemaim, without the Yetzer Hara having any part of it. In addition, tefillin, tzitzit are powerful shields for her, meaning the Shekhinah, preventing the external forces from dominating her. Therefore, he should be accustomed to wearing them. He should unite her, meaning the Shekhinah, with Tiferes through saying the Shema in its proper time, and by establishing fixed times for Torah study. And when he sets aside a time for all these things, he should contemplate that this is Ona for the Shekhinah, which is considered a supernal woman, the king's daughter. This idea is alluded to in the Tikkunim, Tikkun 6. That does conclude today's very insightful learning. And Bezrat Hashem will all be together again soon.